Welcome, my fellow Geminis. This is going to be your July 2024 tarot reading. I am so sorry that I am late. Um, just so many things were holding me back for July. But anyways, here we are, probably in divine timing. So this is going to be for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, which I am, Gemini Rising. Some of you are intuitively guided. I feel more and more and more. And I thank you for paying attention to your intuition. I feel like your guides want to also thank you. And what I mean by that is I feel, why you're intuitively guided, because I feel like your guides are nudging you towards certain readings, whether it be mine or someone else's. Um, there's probably some important messages for you. And this could be like messages that, like signs that you've missed. So if you have, your signs will be in here. Some of you may be in love with the Gemini, platonically, romantically. And if that's the case, remember, again, your guides know that you're here. So they're going to put signs in front of you. All right, Gemini, we're not going to talk a lot. We're just going to get right into your reading because you've been waiting, I know. And again, I apologize, though, in the same breath, I feel like, a reading comes out in divine timing. I just realized it's 7-Eleven also, and I don't know why, but it's making me think of twin flames. So some of you may be, involved with the twin flame, but, you know, having said that, it's not just going to be about that. We're going to use three different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary for her words of wisdom. We are going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify, or like I like to say, go deeper. Deep we go. That's why my readings are so long. Because, I want to give you real guidance. I want to give you real answers. And, sometimes it doesn't come like, the real answers don't start to come until, I think like 20 minutes into a reading. Um, you can have what I call surface reading, where it can be very quick and, it can tell you where you've been, where you're going, but it doesn't really tell you how to get there. So I want to show you, hopefully through our guides, how to get to, well, your ultimate destination. So we're going to use the Gilded Tarot for that. And for your main spread, we're going to use the Psychic Tarot. Gemini, I love the Psychic Tarot for you. I just do. I feel like it gives you the best reading. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my lid down. Bring it down a little bit more. There we go. Let's go ahead and give them a shuffle. Everything is always pre-shuffled, but I do like to shuffle them with you here also. Let's give them one more. And for my beautiful Geminis, Sam has my boyfriend, his daughter-in-laws are both Geminis. Okay, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and begin. All right, well, we start with the moon, called Shadow in this deck. Card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. I love the image here because it's like our light side seeing our dark side. And I feel like we need to know that part of ourselves. It's like I've been through the shadow part of myself. Now I'm coming to the light. The moon can certainly talk about uncertainties, can also be very dreamy energy. And for some reason, I'm feeling, which I don't know if I've ever said this with this card, but I'm feeling like a sense of freedom. And maybe it's because, I have gotten to know my shadow self. And now I'm feeling freer. Interesting. Okay. Well, hello. Okay. Hmm. I see something good, but we're going to take them as they came out. So we have beautiful, the Nine of Pentacles. This is also a card of Virgo, and Virgo and Gemini share Mercury, um, which just so happened to be a Virgo sun. But this really can talk about independent success, like successful self-employment. But it doesn't have to be like, you're working on your own. It can talk about just advancements in your money. It does say material harvest. We'll take that. This person's hands are like wide open, like grateful, but open to receiving. So I feel like for any of you, it's interesting because some of you may actually um like work with your shadow self. It's like now that I understand that part of myself, maybe I'm helping others to understand their shadow self. This is success. You know, it is success. 8 plus 1 is a 9, so it's like 99. Someone may have been born in 99, or 99 may mean something to you. But anyways, to me, what was I going to say? This is a very independent energy. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want someone in my life. I don't want to share my life with someone. But it does mean that I feel that I can take care of myself. Like, I don't need someone to come in and, not that it doesn't hurt that someone has their own money. Of course, and I feel like it is important they have their own money. But I feel like this is you standing, pretty strong. We have, well, hello, material and spiritual prosperity. Gemini, it's like your money is going to be on fire. Look at that. This is really success. This is the Six of Wands or the Six of Pentacles. And it really is like, look at this person. It's like they are overlooking um, what they have built. Like, did I do that? Did I build this? I feel like there's a sense of being proud. Like, I'm proud of probably where I have come. You probably, have been like in your shadow self. But now that you have clarity over that, it's like fear. I feel like we have to learn how to walk through the fear because many times I feel like fear, um, it can seem scary, but then I feel like as we walk through it, we take that layer away. It's like, oh, I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it actually was. But I do feel like some of you, like you're helping others now to understand, giving them direction. Well, hello, spiritual union, soulmates. And it is mirroring the shadow side. Interesting. Some of you could have been with the soulmate. You could still be with the soulmate. Or this could certainly talk about a soulmate coming in because right next to it or right after it is the Fool, a new beginning coming under shadow. I feel like for some of you, be proud of how far you have come because I feel that. I feel like you have come far. You have learned a lot, not just in your material world, but also in your spiritual world. Like your spirituality just feels like it's growing and growing. And that's probably why, usually this says soulmates, but this one says spiritual union. Maybe I really had to understand myself before I could really commit to love. And I do feel like for some, this may not even come in yet because again, the Fool is about taking a leap of faith, taking a chance on yourself. The Fool's a reminder that you really possess everything that you need to be successful on this next journey. And it really is about the next journey. It is the letting go of the past, but I feel like the understanding of the past was so important. And again, I feel like that is what the shadow is talking about. But I feel like you came out of that and I feel like you got busy. You got busy. You started to do your own thing. And I feel like now you're seeing the success of your hard work. Who benefits from the Nine of Pentacles? You do. It's a singular number, but it's very independent at the same time. Now, not so much that I'm not going to allow someone into my life, but listen, I feel like, when I feel strong within myself, and when I say me, I mean you, all of us, um, then, love coming in, let's just say, I feel more comfortable. When I no longer have to depend on another, and now I can depend on myself. I feel like that opens up, a lot of different avenues for you, a lot of different paths. And I feel like you get to choose which way you want to go. New beginning, taking a leap of faith. Okay, let's keep going. I do love that the Nine of Pentacles is coming before this spiritual union. Um, because again, I feel like when I feel like I can stand on my own 2 feet, then, and, you know, because I'm feeling independent, because I don't feel like, oh, I have to have love. I have to have love. I don't feel like you feel that way. Maybe you did at one time, but I feel like now, it reminds me of something I used to tell my daughter all the time, because she has such a loving heart and she had a tendency, sorry, Jen, to like, invite the wrong people into her life. But now she is standing in her own independence. And, I feel like that changes everything. Some of you may not have reached material harvest yet, but it is on its way. Keep doing what you're doing. I feel like this is also confirmation of a path that you're on. Wow. Look at this triumphant success. I mean, you have success all over the board right now. And I feel like, how did I get here? Well, I feel like literally it was by knowing my shadow self, by knowing my whole self, and not allowing, the shadow to hamper anything in my life. Some of you are using your voice to, again, help others. This is about your truth. And I feel like you're speaking your truth. The Ace of Swords, right after the Fool, right under Material Harvest. Triumphant success. These cards are shuffling strange today. Wow, okay, they came out in a big block, but they're all face up, so I'm going to take them. We have the light. Interesting, we have the moon, and now we have the sun. You know, often in a reading, um, and I don't want you to get hung up on this, like about a twin flame, but that is one of the things I look for is the moon and the sun. But there's other things I look for too. But listen, when the sun comes out, the light, it's complete illumination. I feel like if anybody was questioning their path, am I doing the right thing? Will I be successful? Will it make me happy? I feel like the answer is yes to all of that. This is a card, this is the ruler of Leo, by the way, but this is about illumination. And another thing with the sun is when the sun comes out, there's nowhere for the shadows to hide, right? It's like if there's something of, let's just say, of a negative nature, a red flag, you're going to see it. You're going to know it. And I have a feeling you're not going to accept it. It's like come in the light. If this is talking about the soulmates at all, come in the light or don't come at all. I feel some of you are being guided um, through what you do for a living. It's like receiving epiphanies and you're listening to them. And I feel like that is helping to grow, let's just say, your creative house, your money house. And again, the Ace of Swords, truth, your voice. But to me, it means you speak the truth, foundation, and achievements under spiritual union. Well, that is the marriage card. That is the commitment card. And it's interesting that it is mirroring the Fool and coming under spiritual union. This is a perfect roadmap of if I really want to be successful, if I don't want to fear love, what's some of the things that I can do to, because listen, many of us, I feel like the shadow part can talk about like previous love that didn't go right. Energy that I was pulled into that maybe didn't serve me. But now that I've looked at it, now I see it for what it is. I feel like it opens up a whole new part of you. And I feel like what else does it do? It helps to eliminate any fear. I'm not going to say fear won't, show because that's just a human condition. Um, but I feel like now you know how to walk through it. Like this feels like you're beginning a new life. And many of you may already be in this energy. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. And you may have just been looking for confirmation. Well, I feel like confirmation you are getting. And because we do have the marriage card, I call it the commitment card, and the Fool. Well, the Fool's going to take a chance, going to take a leap. But listen, let's say, I do take a leap. And because the sun is here, I see red flags. Then I can very quickly change paths. I'm not stuck. I don't feel stuck. No. Again, I feel the energy like come in the light or don't come at all. But they are coming in the light. All right. Look at this, the chariot. Triumph. Holy cow. Triumphant success, material harvest, material and spiritual prosperity, new beginnings, soulmates, the marriage card. You know, for some of you, this certainly could be a Pisces or a Cancer because this is Cancer's major arcana. But the chariot talks about unlimited potential. And, I feel like the chariot doesn't come in until you're ready for it. Now, I guess it could come in, but I often, when I see the chariot, I often think like, if I see it in certain positions in a reading, I think of it like a car, and if I'm not ready for it, then it's like driving a car with four flat tires. I'm not going to get far. But when I'm ready for it, then it's unlimited potential. Another thing you want to remember with the chariot, it is your intentions that's driving this chariot, not the reins. It's your intentions that's telling the chariot where to go. And it really does become unlimited potential. I mean, hello, Triumph. We have Four of Cups, discontentment and boredom. For some of you, that may be what got you moving. In the Four of Cups, yes, I may be unsatisfied with something, but again, I feel like it is the energy that may have like got you moving in this new direction. But this person is also receiving a cup. Now you can't see it in here. It's kind of like they have their world or their back turned to the world. But I feel like you must have overcome this. So really, they are receiving a cup, and I often feel it's like coming from the hand of God or divine, whatever you want to call it. And this is a card that asks you to use your spiritual discernment relating to, should I take this cup? I have a feeling for some of you, it may be, again, that soulmate energy, but it can still be also your path. I feel like our spirit guides, because our spirit guides are always helping to lead us, sending us signs. And we as humans, we are spiritual beings having human experiences. But through our humanness, it's like, I don't know, do I or don't I? That's why you want to trust in, well, your first instinct. Well, hello, Hope. This is a star. This is about dreams coming true. But listen, in the star's energy, you're working hand in hand with divine. It's not just divine like throwing miracles your way. It's like divine is helping to guide, wishes coming true, but you're being active in that energy. So I feel like some of you already have that wish. And again, it may be two wishes. Like, I want to be successful. I want to be able to take care of myself financially. I want to do something that makes me happy, that feels right to me. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. Or some of you, you may still be questioning that. And I feel like this is telling you, if you focus upon, let's just say, your money or your creativity, whatever it is, again, I feel like some of you working with your shadow self, but to help others. Um, I feel like success will be yours. Now, as this relates to love, it's coming right under the sun. Interesting, we have the moon, we have the sun, and now we have the stars. Accelerated motion. She's looking right up at the stars like she's looking at the North Star. This is about fast moving energy. Some of you may be falling in love and falling in love quickly. And even though you'll hear me many times say, take your time, especially if there's any fear connected to it, like just take your time. But I have a feeling this is saying I may plan on taking my time. It's almost like falling in love, at first sight. And it is mirroring the chariot, unlimited potential, a wish coming true. It's coming through the light. So that means I can trust it. And then the movement is fast. This is an eight, and eights are about a new beginning. So because it's mirroring the soulmates, for many, I feel like I'm not going to say this isn't someone you already know or someone that you've already been in a relationship, but the fool makes me feel for the majority this is someone new, but it's also someone pretty special. All right, we have authority. This is the Emperor. By the way, you're getting a lot of major arcanas. Like we have Pisces, ruler of Cancer. We have Leo. We have Cancer again. We have Aquarius. And now we have Aries. Now, I kind of want you to forget about that though, because, I don't really think about like what sign is, like I think about the energy. But listen, the Emperor is someone that normally we can look up to. This is someone who, this may give you a clue on the type of person. This would be someone who, they enjoy helping those in need. They're methodical. They are seed planters. Can be a boss. Some of you, this can be you. You're becoming your own boss. I'm looking at that ring of light around him, and it's just reminding me of the sun, but also the star, because it's also got a circle. So they may be connected. Then we have the Nine of Swords. Wah, wah. So, okay, so there's the fear. But Nine of Swords really talks about unnecessary fear. Like this is our human mind, our human thoughts that are making us fearful. Maybe because something comes in and it does move quickly. I feel like look at that. It is a nine. It does want reflection. Unfortunately, it says suffering in silence. But I feel like I just get this feeling, Gemini, like that you can find your way out of any issues that you're having. Doesn't mean it'll be like simple. But I feel like once I start moving forward, even if I have a little fear, I feel like everything will reveal itself. Again, this is a human emotion. Your spiritual being wouldn't have any fear. But, you know, we're both. So some of you, it may just be like, can I be my own boss? Can I truly find success? Can I, and it makes sense again with the shadow, how I felt like some of you have like traveled through that dark night of the soul, but now you're in the light. But some of you may still be stuck back in that shadow energy. But again, I feel like you'll be able to find your way out. Trust the signs. I feel like you're definitely being guided here. And, I mean, as it relates to your money, it just looks beautiful. I feel like for some of you, it's like you're finally doing something that maybe you've always wanted to do, but you had to take that chance. And then as it relates to love, it feels like the same thing. Because it is saying spiritual union, and then you get the marriage card right below that and accelerate motion. But this person's looking at a star, it's coming right next to the star. So I feel like, sometimes we have to understand that our thoughts can definitely like hawk us out of something. So you really just have to trust yourself. Some of you, I feel like you've gotten yourself out of like difficult relationships. Some of you may have walked away from jobs or you could have even lost a job, but I don't really feel that. I feel, if anything, it's like I'm finally doing something that truly makes me happy. And that's what the Emperor is about. I mean, not about themselves, but about, I feel like the Emperor's energy just naturally wants to help the underdog. But listen, the Emperor's not going to give his or her energy to just anyone. Like, yes, I'm going to help, but I'm not going to, like, I'm going to give a hand up, not a hand out. So, anyways, we'll see. We'll clarify that, see why that came up. See who's on the bottom of the deck. Mental conflict. That's the Two of Swords. Stand your ground. Some of you may be right now in that position of, do I stay or do I go? Do I stay or do I go? Hmm. You know, I feel like you're getting your money sector together, and I feel that feels very good to you. You know, because Gemini, I don't see you like. Well, I mean, our human nature can certainly like stay in a situation, um, you know, stay at the party till the end. But I do like how we've gone from the Nine of Swords down to the Two of Swords. And I feel like it's simply, should I or shouldn't I? This too is also matching the spiritual union, the soulmate's energy, and it is at the bottom of the deck. And again, I feel like some of you, it is about standing your ground. And you may have had a little fear about that. But I feel like, things are changing, you're evolving. And as you evolve, I feel like if there's lower energy, lower vibrational energy around you, I feel like it naturally wants to fade away. We just have to allow that to happen. Human nature, it's like we want to pull it back. But maybe again, because I am looking right at that shadow side, now I understand that. So I feel like someone who may have, seemed to have some power over you, whether it be a boss or whether it had been a lover. I feel like those days are coming to an end. I feel like Gemini is standing on their own 2 feet. I feel like Gemini is starting to see success. Even if I'm just at the beginning of it, this is like your sign that, you can really have, it almost feels like everything. We'll see if the Ten of Pentacles comes out. I don't know why I just thought of that, but let's go ahead and bring in the Gilded Tarot and let's go deeper on this. I love that your wishes are being illuminated. Though the Star card, which does say hope here, it is coming right after discontentment and boredom. But again, it is about a cup that's coming in that's going to help change that. I just have to allow it. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I got a knock on my door. All right, come and knock at my door. Tells you how old I am that I know that song. All right, so let's go ahead and go deeper. Let's start at the beginning, but we are reading it as a whole. Ten of Cups. House of Harmony. House of Love. It's coming over the moon, but it is mirroring spiritual union at the same time. We have the Eight of Cups. This tells me, first of all, I feel like it takes the power that this Four of Cups once held, again, discontentment, boredom in one's life. And I feel like it's now allowing you to use this sword to find your own success. But first, I feel like, yes, how to look within my emotional house. This person's leaving the energy of the Eight of Cups. And where are they heading to? They're heading to the Nine of Cups, which is about inner harmony, but it's also about fulfillment of wishes. And I may have had to take a good hard look within my emotional house, but not too long, right? I don't need to know about every cup that's been knocked over. It does talk about emotions. And listen, I feel like for some of you, it's like you're starting to realize some things work out and some things don't. Did I give someone too much of my time? Am I done with that? I feel like you are. Some of you could have been, again, left a job and it could have been hard. But I feel like in the same breath, it may be putting you on a path that I feel like definitely one day you're going to be very thankful for. Again, eight, a new beginning, right? So, whatever emotional issues like had me standing still, I feel like no more. No more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Okay, let's keep going. And I feel like that Ten of Cups could be twofold. I could have been in the Ten of Cups with someone, but it didn't turn out to be the Ten of Cups. But now I feel like you're moving to what is a real Ten of Cups. Like that Ten of Cups was once, something that I hoped for, but it turned into like, shadowy type of energy. But again, the light that's pouring into this reading, I feel like you're on your way back to that Ten of Cups. Not only are you on your way back to that Ten of Cups, but you're also like in a completely different type of energy, I feel. It's almost like saying, if let's just say someone came back that didn't treat you well, I feel like you would say the words, I'm not the same person I used to be. Like you can't pull me back into this lower vibrational energy. And the Eight of Cups is mirroring the Four of Cups. So I feel like whatever cup is coming in the Four of Cups, you're saying yes. And that is helping you to move out of, energy that was at one time emotional, but maybe not on in a great way. I love the Eight of Cups, even though it can be temporarily difficult energy. It's really where you are learning about yourself. You're learning about how you are in love or any emotional situation. You know, did I tend to stay too long when I could clearly see the signs? I shouldn't say clearly saw the signs, but like I feel like there were some signs, but yet I ignored them, which listen, we all have. So, don't ever beat yourself up over that. Just be proud of who you are now. Because I do feel like I am not the same person I used to be. And that is because you are having emotional clarity. We have the devil card of Capricorn, which is an earth sign. It is also your neighbor. Or no, it's not. I was thinking Taurus. So this can certainly talk about energy of a lower vibration. Now, I'm not saying Capricorn is a lower vibration, but it is the energy of temptation. And what I've been getting a lot in the readings, you are the last reading, by the way. I always feel the last reading is the best. But what I have been getting a lot of is like a lot of people are meeting like new people, and then old people like want to come back when they've already had their chance. So now, for some of you, it can simply mean a Capricorn. And then look at this, the Ace of Pentacles, Gemini, right over the soulmates. This literally means that something is that it's coming into your physical world, not something. It's coming right over the soulmates. It's a coming. It's a coming. It may start as a seed, and that means that if I nurture this seed, give it the light that it needs, not allow fear. Doesn't mean fear doesn't like raise its ugly head, but this time I'm not going to let it stop me. I mean, it is literally telling you that, well, it says spiritual union. Wow. I'll take it. And by the way, the ace is mirroring that 10 of cups. It doesn't always mean that, wham, bam, we're going right to the 10 of cups. But if we nurture that seed and both soulmates, which I feel like definitely would, then I feel like, yes, we are going to find ourselves in the 10 of cups. That's probably why I really needed to understand my shadow side. Because if this is real love, and when I say real love, I mean love that can last a lifetime, then how much better is it that I now know myself in love? Maybe I was a giver and I gave and I gave and I gave, but I wasn't receiving, right? It's like everything was on your shoulders. It definitely is telling me that there was something difficult that you did have to get through, but I feel like you did. And it's almost like, well, here are the rewards for that. So, that Ace of Pentacles, love it. Mirroring the 10 of Cups, love it. I may have thought that I was going to have the 10 of Cups with someone else, but it didn't turn out that way. Some of you can certainly talk about with temptation here that you did have a repeat pattern with someone, but now I feel like you're cutting those ties. It's like you know what you deserve now. All right, let's keep going. I feel like the fear is getting less and less and less. Like, I don't think that you're going to be able to deny the feeling that you have when this spiritual, let's say the soulmates, or let's say this person comes into your life and you into their life. I don't feel like I feel like I can try to deny the way that I feel, but because we have commitment right below it and then accelerated motion, I almost feel like it'd be very hard to deny the way I'm feeling. But of course, yes, I could be a little fearful. I feel like love is fearful. I'm going to give my heart to someone. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to love it? Or are you going to trample upon it? Look at this. We have the 4 of Cups again, but it's shown in reverse. Over the Fool. So here you can see what I was talking about. So here's this person receiving this cup. They're looking right at it. A lot of times you'll see in different like tarot decks where really the person is looking at the cups that have fallen over. This person's looking right at that cup coming down from heaven in reverse. And I feel like that's you making a decision. I feel like that's you saying yes because it's coming over the Fool. It's like, yes, I'm going to allow myself to have this new beginning. And again, I may try to, I may say, like, wait a minute, I want to go slow. But I feel like the feelings will kind of overtake both of you, not just you, both of you. And because you're soulmates, you may find that you have very similar experiences. Like they may have had to find, the guts, to also allow themselves to like experience love again. All right, let's keep going. But boy, do I love that the Four of Cups just came out in reverse with right over the full, right over the new beginning. So to me, and by the way, the Ace of Swords, way back in the day on Facebook, I used to do like little mini readings and I would do yes and no readings. And my Ace of Swords was my yes card. So that, to me is answering the question, like, will Gemini accept this? And I feel like, I can't say everyone, but I feel like if I really trust within like what I'm feeling, again, trust your intuition. That is what's going to lead you. This Nine of Swords, again, is a fear based human condition. Look at this. The marriage card again. You know, this is my favorite love card. And I know I say it all the time. By the way, 4, 4, 4. 3 fours connected. We have another 4 over here too. If these 3 fours are connected, I feel like what that means is a lot of you have really become grounded. You've cleared the past the best that you can. But this is a marriage card. And the reason why this is my favorite love card is because everyone in this energy wants to be in this energy. It's almost like when we meet, I could imagine not having you in my life again. This can certainly talk about blended families. I'm noticing the child, right? But I feel like that's okay because it is about harmony. Wow. And again, the similarities. So I would not be surprised if you meet someone and through conversation, you're like, oh yeah, like, you talk about like the shadowy energy that you had to deal with. And they're like, oh, me too. Me too. All right. 6 of Pentacles over the Sun. And then the 3 of Pentacles over the marriage card. Wow. Let me tell you what I feel. First of all, the 6 of Pentacles talks about someone who really does love to give, but also has to learn that you deserve to receive at the same time. It's really a fine art of give and take, finding that balance. I could have given my energy to someone who just kept taking it, didn't give back. I could have been with someone who told me a million different reasons why I need to change who I am. But that's a lie. And I'll tell you why, because then it moves into the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles to me talks about you and your uniqueness. It is someone who is admiring you for who you are. Well, soulmate would definitely do that. Some of you, this could certainly talk about someone who already has their eyes on you, maybe just hasn't come forward yet. But it is about admiring you. I often feel in the 3 of Pentacles, like if it's relating to love, this person is not going to tell me, like, I will love you, but you got to change that, and that. Even if the 9 of Swords still exist. Because I feel like they probably have been there too. So I feel like you can help each other. This is someone who will love you for exactly who you are. Another way of saying that is, someone else could have told you again There were certain things that you needed to change. And then you may have taken that on and, looked at yourself and thought, I need to change it. That's really not the case. Because again, I feel like because it's coming over the marriage card, I do feel like it's talking about love. And by the way, I feel like who you're meeting is someone who is also very compassionate. It does kind of feel like the Emperor's energy, and I'm not saying just Aries, someone that we can look up to, someone who does care about their fellow man. And that is what the Six of Pentacles is. It's really compassion. But listen, with the devil right above that, I may have again given my energy to someone who it just never seemed like it was enough. Wow. I feel like that's all going to change. Hmm. Okay. I'll take it. I mean, what a beautiful mix of financial success and success in love. Oh my gosh. Well, hello, soulmates again. Now it's right over the chariots. You know, I feel like the reason why the soulmates are coming out again over the chariot is because now I understand that I really deserve the highest form of love. I'm not talking about perfection because no one's perfect. But I feel like that doesn't really matter. This person's going to love all the pieces of you, even the broken little pieces, and you them. They're looking eye to eye. And this is where I can see someone else's soul, the recognition of another soul. I don't know how we can deny it. Chariot, unlimited potential. And then look at this, the lovers. Now, that is your major arcana. The meaning of the card is a head over heart decision. It is coming over the Four of Cups. So that probably is part of it. But it's really undeniable chemistry. That's probably why it moves so quickly. You can always slow it down. I don't feel like if you slowed it down, someone's going to run away. I feel like once these soulmates meet, I feel like no matter what, they're going to stay together. If issues arise, I feel like they will find a way to work it out together. I also love this image because you can see the feminine, like she's in the physical world, right? And here's the masculine right behind her. But it's like he's still in like spirit or in my thoughts, so to speak. I feel like they're coming together. I also feel like this is saying you can feel this energy before it even reaches you. It's that saying like you know how like sometimes you get the feeling of like feel like something bad's gonna happen. Well, this is the opposite. This is like, feel like something good's gonna happen. And so it does. This is definitely you saying yes. This is you accepting that cup. And the lesson of the Four of Cups is about using your spiritual discernment, not your fear based mind, your spiritual discernment. Right under the marriage card, right next to the soulmates, unlimited potential, fulfillment of a wish. Wow, wow, wow. And because we're seeing the soulmates twice, I definitely feel that the similarities are going to be, let's just put it this way. I feel like you both will have similar goals, similar morals. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like both of you will care about your fellow man. Both are compassionate souls. And both of you may have, like, Because you're compassionate souls, you may have given and given and given. And that may have been just a lesson, one of your soul's lessons that you came here to learn. Like, I need to be open to receiving and know that I deserve it. Yes, you do have to put effort behind that, but look at what it produces. You have the soulmates twice, you have the marriage card twice. I mean, you have the Four of Cups twice, but then it comes in reverse right over the Fool. And again, even if I'm just going to say, you know what, I'm just going to take a chance, I'm going to put my toes in the water, doesn't mean I'm going to make a full commitment right away, but I feel like naturally the energy is just going to move quickly. I feel like naturally you're just going to fall in love very quickly. And how do I love that first? You're feeling this independent energy. You're knowing yourself. Hello, Ace of Swords again. Could be, well, it is a form of communication. It's coming right over the star. So it is about a wish coming true. Again, it is my yes card. And this is the second time we're seeing this. You know, the similarities are everywhere. Could be a phone call, a text, a connection on social media. Again, I have a feeling for some of you, not for everyone, but for some of you, there could be someone who already admires you. And then I pick up that for some of you, this could be someone who maybe had always wanted to be with you, but you took a different path. And now it's like, now I feel like you're free. You may have been in a relationship that wasn't so great. Again, maybe I thought it was going to go to the Ten of Cups, but it didn't. So I had to walk away. But that walking away really is what seems to open everything else up. And I've been getting this in a lot of the readings too, where like I may be changing like my status on social media from like, you know, in a relationship, like it's complicated or married or, in a relationship to single. And someone may take notice of that. And then you may get a text, message. Somehow you're going to get a message. It all seems too good to be true, right? But it all started with you. It all started with you being courageous enough to really know your shadow self. And then it takes off from there. The high priestess, your intuition. How do I know if this is right for me? Your intuition. If for any reason it wasn't good for you, you would receive the red flags. And I feel like you're much more open now that if there was a red flag, you would pay attention to that. Now, for some of you, it's like I may have this new love, even if I know the person, it's still new love. And certainly you could have someone coming also back who wasn't so great, but doesn't want you to love another. But I feel like you would utter the words, wait a minute, mister, I'm not the same person I used to be. I have grown. not just in my material house, but also in my spirituality. I'm understanding that I deserve so much better, but I got to allow it at the same time. Your intuition, your intuition is your GPS in this lifetime. It's like a gift you were given. You weren't just thrown down here into this lifetime. Your intuition will guide you. That's how your spirit guides reach you most of the time. But let's just say for some reason I second guess it. Well, then they're going to send you a message in a different way. Like they'll keep sending you the messages to the point sometimes like it becomes so uncomfortable that I have no choice but to move. And then lo and behold, look what opens up. And then Empress, divine timing. Divine timing. Just like I feel like this reading is in divine timing. But Temperance's first lesson is patience. Patience, my child. Maybe it was important, that you feel strong within yourself first and foremost. That could have been a very important, and I feel like if that's the case, that's something your soul really wanted. I don't want to have to depend on another. I want to be able to take care of myself. Now, I don't feel like this is someone coming in who's broke because I feel like this is someone that you can definitely look up to. And again, I feel like this is someone who's going to love you for all of you in divine timing. Well, this just feels like the time, and sometimes the universe is waiting on us to overcome like the Nine of Swords, to understand our shadow side. Divine is not going to come in between that lesson because that lesson is probably one of the most important lessons our soul can have. So divine won't come between that, no matter how long that takes you. I often feel temperance is also the one who is making sure that the soulmates, that their cups are equally filled. You know, going back to like that Six of Pentacles, the fine art of give and take, equally. I feel like in the Six of Pentacles, it's like as you give, you're creating good karma and it will come back to you. You're not giving so that I can have good karma come back to me. It's just natural. I love the temperance just showed up. Also card of Sagittarius. I feel like I gotta say that. But how beautiful is this? The temperance. Divine timing is mirroring the soulmates. And these soulmates are looking eye to eye. It is the recognition of a soulmate. I have a feeling when this comes about, you're going to understand love at a whole new level. A whole new level. And don't be surprised if sometimes someone who did not treat us well, right when we're starting to find our happiness, they want to pop their head back in. That's life, but that could also be a lesson. Like, did you really learn that lesson? It's like divine saying, part of this was a soul's lesson. And I do feel like you've learned it. And it's like maybe one more test to make sure. Well, I have no doubt. I'm sitting here with no doubt that there's no way you're going to say yes to anyone who has, again, hold you down into their vibration. Don't allow someone else to pull you down into a lower vibrational energy. And as I say that, I'm not even worried about it because I feel like this is telling us that, you won't. You've come too far. I don't even know that you're expecting this type of love. I feel like you're busy doing your thing. And then it just happens. I feel like love happens unexpectedly. But this is not just any love. And Ace of Pentacles coming over the soulmates, like, I'm coming into your physical world. Well, here you are. Here you are. Yes, you did. And I felt you before you even came in. And I feel like there's going to be a certain clarity that this is my one. This is my person. Now, I can't guarantee you, right, that this lasts forever, but I feel like it has all the makings to last forever. And the only reason I say that I can't guarantee you that is because of free will. Look at the soulmates now mirroring the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups mirroring the soulmates. Unlimited potential over the Chariot. Well, the Ten of Cups would be that unlimited potential. It is the house of love, harmony, laughter, joy. Think of the sun allowing my playful self to come out. I have a feeling this love is going to be fun, romantic. It's like, do I even want to clarify anything else? Because I feel like it is so clear. And I also feel that, and I'm always saying a person coming in, you're coming into each other's lives. And I feel like one of the things that you may be thinking is, if I'm going to allow myself to fall in love again, then I do want it to be, first of all, with the right person. Well, divine timing's making sure of that. But I do want it to last a lifetime. And listen, I have a feeling this is not the first lifetime you two have loved. I often feel like the soulmates, not all soulmates, but I feel like a lot of soulmates will plant these seeds before they even came into this lifetime. And then we're born with amnesia. And part of the adventure is like, can we find each other? Will we find each other? Well, I can tell you the answer is yes. And I feel like this person feels the same way you do. Like, I'm not looking for someone I can date for a couple weeks. I'm not looking for a friend that turns into a foe. I'm looking for really the love of my life. I think you found it, Gemini. I think it has been found. And you know what? I feel like I don't even want to clarify it anymore because, to me, sometimes like over clarifying, it's like I'm not trusting the signs. But I feel like the signs are so clear that I'm going to trust it. But I am going to look at the bottom of this deck. The Nine of Wands. Beautiful. The person in the Nine of Wands, I feel like nine is always about reflection, but final reflection. In the Nine of Wands, this is really where I'm looking at myself, but I'm really looking at how much I have grown. I feel like this person becomes what I call the spirit warrior. A lot of times you'll see this person like busting out of their clothes, and that's because of the spiritual muscles they have gained. I may have been through some difficult lessons, but I am now looking at how I have grown because of them. I'm not going to say like, damn those lessons. No, quite the opposite. But now I know myself. Now I know myself. All right, let's take Mother Mary over this beautiful reading. It's interesting. When I get a reading this beautiful, I am always like thinking of the title. Like, how can I get you to understand the beauty of this reading with like, what, 5 words? And that's why, like, my thumbnail, I try to make it as clear as possible. I feel like your reading took the cake this month. Not only is it talking about love of the highest, and it's telling us that it's coming into your life, and it's also talking about divine timing. It's talking about truth. It's talking about your independent nature and even your money house. Like, some of you, again, I could have lost a job, but then I find myself doing something that just brings me joy. And you are the sole benefactor of that. Doesn't have to mean that you are absolutely working for yourself. But to me, what it does mean is that you love what you're doing. And again, material and spiritual prosperity. Both. Perfect. All right, Mother Mary, your beautiful words of wisdom for our beautiful Geminis and those intuitively guided. Jesus. I pray for Jesus' help and guidance with this situation. Well, my dear, your prayers are being answered. They're being heard and they're being answered. But I want you to remember one thing. Many times our prayers are answered differently than maybe what we had asked for. But who would know better what is best for us? And then enthusiasm. You know, it may have taken you a while to get to this energy, but that's okay. As long as you arrive at it. This really is the energy of joy. Whatever I am most passionate about is the direction I flow. Trust that. Really, trust that. This reminds me of the Three of Cups, which really is a reason to celebrate, but it is the energy of joy. And I feel like pure joy. Wow. Excuse me. Wow, Gemini. Um, for those who are still dealing with, let's just say, your shadow side, I feel like this reading is going to help you so much. For those of you who now understand your shadow side and you have moved, you now know who you are and you know what you want. You're clear about that. I feel like you're receiving probably more than you even expected. Some of you, I do feel like, there's going to be some type of communication. And by the way, it doesn't always have to be them. Like, if you have someone on your mind, don't be afraid to reach out. If you know that they're in the light. Again, the star is about your wishes coming true. Well, I feel like this is 2 wishes coming true. It is like night and day. Night and day. But listen, the night also served you. And the day feels like the rewards. 2 soulmates are going to look in each other's eyes and they're going to recognize each other. And that's that. Like, to me, that is that. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's interesting how I buried that Nine of Swords right where I feel like it should be buried. Um, I can't wait to hear your comments because I know there's going to be people in different places. And listen, the reason why I always talk about your comments, yes, it does help give me confirmation, though I do trust what I receive. But I feel like your words, and I feel like this often, you help save another person through your words, whether you know it or not. Even if you still feel like you're in your shadowy energy, I feel like others will help you. I feel like the signs are plentiful. And for a lot of you, your signs are right here. Your rewards, they're showing all over the place. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of who you are. And don't think that someone can't love you for exactly who you are. And you another. Don't be afraid to reach out. And I feel like whether you reach out or not, someone is going to reach out. And that starts the whole ball rolling. So, anyways, I love you guys. Thank you guys. Yes, I do feel like this reading came in divine timing. Sometimes I beat myself up like Sandy, you're so late with a reading. But then I do a reading and I'm like, no, this is exactly when this reading was meant to come out. So I loved it, Gemini. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And I love you. And I thank you. I'm so grateful to you for every way that you help this channel grow. I welcome anyone who's new. We've been getting a lot of new, what I feel like our soul family. I feel like once you come aboard, you're part of our soul family, but I feel like you always have been. It's just your guides are putting a reading in front of you right when you need it. I love you. I thank you. And I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye.